Most men go through life thinking they must impress women with money, looks, or charm. They are wrong. They are chasing shadows, blind to the hidden psychological triggers that truly govern attraction. The first and most powerful of these triggers is a woman's deep, primal need for emotional certainty. Her emotional world is a storm, a chaotic, beautiful force of nature. She does not need a man who will join her in the chaos, another ship tossed in the waves. She craves the lighthouse, the man who remains unshakable, whose inner peace is not a negotiation, but a fact. A Stoic understands this. His calmness is not a performance. It is the result of a disciplined mind. When she gets upset, he remains calm. When challenges arise, he handles them with quiet confidence. He does not become the fragile one she must stabilize. He becomes her sanctuary. The man who provides this certainty, who becomes a pillar of emotional stability in her world, creates a gravitational force she cannot and will not want to resist. This is not a tactic. It is the foundation upon which all true attraction is built. You have become her pillar of certainty, a source of profound safety. But a sanctuary that is always open, always available, loses its value. You must now understand a fundamental law of human nature. We value what is scarce. A woman is drawn to the man she cannot completely have. The man who is too available, too eager, too obvious in his intent, his presence becomes common. He creates no tension, no mystery, no reason for her to invest. A Stoic man understands this, but his scarcity is not a tactic. It is a reality. He is not pretending to be busy. He is busy, forging his own destiny. His independence is not a game. It is the natural consequence of a life built on a powerful purpose. He reveals himself slowly, not to be manipulative, but because his depth cannot be known in a single conversation. He maintains a part of his world that is his alone. This creates the space for her to wonder, to desire, to chase. Do not build your life around her. Build a life so compelling that your time and attention become genuinely valuable resources. She will never stop chasing a man who is chasing his own mission. You have learned the law of scarcity. Your attention has become valuable. But before you even speak a word, your presence announces you. One of the most potent psychological triggers is a deep, controlled voice and a powerful physical presence. This is not a preference. It is a primal signal, rooted in evolutionary psychology. A deep voice and a steady posture do not just signal confidence. They signal self-command. They signal a man who is the master of his own inner world. This is the gravity of presence. It is how you hold yourself. How you move with purpose, never fidgeting, never rushing. It is how you maintain eye contact, not with aggression, but with unshakable calm. You speak slowly, deliberately, as if every word has weight, because it does. This is not a performance you put on. It is the physical shadow cast by your inner discipline. A man whose mind is in chaos will betray it with his every nervous gesture. A man whose mind is a fortress of calm radiates that stillness without effort. Master your inner world, and your physical presence will become a gravitational force. You will captivate her without having to say a single word. Your presence has gravity, but the ultimate test of your power is your willingness to withdraw it. A woman's deepest subconscious fear is loss. The average man, sensing her pull away or disrespect him, makes a fatal error. He chases, he begs, he over-explains. In doing so, he proves one thing: he needs her more than she needs him, and his value evaporates. A Stoic understands that his self-worth is non-negotiable. It is not dependent on her validation. Therefore, he is always willing to walk away from disrespect. This is not a threat. It is not a manipulation. It is the ultimate expression of self-respect. It is a quiet declaration that says, "My peace is more valuable than your presence." That mindset is a force of nature. It demonstrates a confidence so absolute, it becomes magnetic. It shows her that your world is whole without her, that you have options, and that your presence in her life is a choice, not a necessity born of desperation. It is the ultimate paradox of attraction. The man who is terrified of losing her is the one who surely will. But the man who is willing to walk away without hesitation is the one she will never want to leave. You have learned the power of withdrawal. But what gives a man the strength to truly walk away? It is not a tactic. It is a consequence of having somewhere more important to go. A woman's greatest weakness is not for a man's looks, his money, or his charm. It is for his purpose, his mission. The greatest mistake a man can make is to make a woman his mission. He places her at the center of his universe, and in doing so, reveals that his universe is empty. A Stoic man's life is already full. He is driven by something greater than himself, building a business, mastering a craft, conquering a personal goal. He does not need her to complete him. He is already whole. He doesn't wait by the phone. He is busy chasing his own vision. And that is what makes him irresistible. A woman does not want to be the center of your world. She wants to be invited into the world of a man who already has a powerful center. A man whose life is a compelling story she wants to be a part of. Find your mission, anchor yourself in it, and she will be drawn to the gravity of your purpose. You have found your mission. Your purpose is your anchor. But a man of purpose is not a machine of cold steel. This brings us to a delicate paradox, the art of controlled vulnerability. Too much vulnerability, and a woman sees you as weak. A project to be fixed, too little. And she sees you as a fortress with no gate, emotionally unavailable. Both are paths to failure. The undisciplined man overshares, he complains. He seeks her emotional validation, making her responsible for his inner state. This is not connection, it is a burden. The Stoic understands that his emotions are his to command. He does not share his struggles from a place of weakness, seeking a savior. He might share the story of a battle already won. Demonstrating resilience, he reveals his inner world not as a plea for help, but as a gift, granted selectively. This act communicates ultimate strength. I am strong enough to be open, but my stability does not depend on you. A man's emotion should be like a deep ocean, visible and profound, but never overwhelming. Master this, and you become a fortress she not only admires, but one she feels safe enough to enter. You have learned to reveal your inner world with control. You are a fortress with a gate. But be prepared, a fortress is not a fortress until its walls have been tested. Most men do not realize they are being tested at all. A woman will challenge your opinions. She will create small conflicts. She will feign disinterest. These are not random acts. They are subconscious probes sent to determine if you are truly strong or merely pretending. The undisciplined man always fails. He reacts emotionally. He becomes defensive. He gets insecure. He mistakes the test for a real attack and reveals his inner chaos. He proves he is not a safe harbor. The Stoic understands the nature of the test. He does not see it as a personal insult. He sees it simply as an external event. His response is to not respond emotionally. He remains calm, unfazed, a mountain that is unmoved by the wind, by refusing to engage in the drama. He passes the test. He proves that his inner peace is not dependent on her approval. Remember, she only tests the men she is already attracted to. Consider it a compliment. Just don't fail. You have passed her tests. You have remained unfazed. But there is one final test that you do not receive from her, but from fortune itself, the test of rejection. Most men are terrified of it. They see it as a verdict on their worth, but a Stoic understands the truth. Rejection is an external, an indifferent event. It has no power to harm you, unless you grant it that power. The desperate man fears rejection because his self-worth is tied to her approval. The confident man is indifferent to it because his value is internal, unshakable. He knows that her no changes nothing about who he is. Therefore, when faced with rejection, you do not argue, you do not despair. You simply smile, nod, and walk away without a second thought. This is the ultimate display of power. It signals a self-worth so absolute that it is irresistible. Remember this law: rejection does not hurt, attachment to approval does. When you free yourself from the need for her validation, you do not just conquer your fear, you become untouchable. You have become indifferent to rejection. Your value is internal. And this creates the most potent psychological trigger of all: mystery. If a woman knows exactly how you feel at all times, She stops wondering, and when she stops wondering, the chase ends. Women are drawn to men they cannot fully figure out. This is not about playing games, it is a natural consequence of the Stoic path. The average man is an open book, his every emotion and intention laid bare, seeking validation. The Stoic man is different. He is hard to read because his actions are governed by an internal code of principles, not by a desire for her approval. His calm unpredictability is not a tactic. It is a reflection of his deep purpose. Curiosity is the fuel of desire. A man whose mind is a labyrinth of discipline, purpose, and self-possession is a man she can never fully solve. He is not an open book. He is a library of ancient wisdom she will spend a lifetime wanting to explore. Let your depth, not your words, create the mystery. You have learned the pillars of certainty, scarcity, presence, and purpose. But all are built upon one final, unbreakable law. The ultimate weakness a woman has is for a man who is in complete control of himself. Most men are slaves, controlled by their desires. They chase women, they seek validation. They let lust dictate their every action. The Stoic is different. He is the master of his desires, not the other way around. He has standards, he is self-disciplined. He places his mission before his urges. This is the great paradox. The moment you stop needing women is the moment they begin to crave you. A man who can walk away, say no, and put his purpose before his pleasure is a force of nature. Attraction is not about learning tricks to get women. It is about mastering yourself. Cultivate these 10 qualities, and women won't just want you. They will respect you, and they will follow.